Hello and welcome to another Media Arts video newsletter. We have a short week this time, but still a lot to talk about, so let's get started. First up, I am no longer editing these newsletters in OpenShot, which is a free open source video editor. Up until now, I was using OpenShot exclusively to show students that it was actually possible to edit video using a program other than Camtasia, which is the most popular editing program in my class next to the YouTube video editor. Please stop using the YouTube video editor. It's a last resort. It's not a go-to. Now, however, we have a site license for HitFilm Express 4. I've mentioned HitFilm before. It's free, feature-rich, cross-platform, and very, very stable. Crashes in Camtasia and OpenShot have plagued us since last year when we became a media arts program. And while HitFilm Express isn't perfect, I've never personally had it crash on me. HitFilm Express has three downsides that kept me from recommending it more. Until now. First, it only runs on 64-bit computers. That got solved this year as we now have 7 computers in the lab that are up to the task. Students will have to share, but that's still more computers than we have cameras, so that's just something we do here. That and bringing our own stuff from home. I see that a lot and I actively encourage it. Another problem HitFilm has is, to activate a free account, you need to link it with a social media account. I use Google Plus because I just like being able to say I use Google Plus for something. The problem there is that my students are mostly under 13 and therefore should really only be using social media with parent supervision and approval. I'm not about to insist that all my students set up accounts when not all of their parents would approve. Our site license lets me get around that as well. Those 7 computers don't need student activation. They're activated by the school account, so there we go. If you want to use HitFilm at home, you still can set it up for personal accounts. They're still free, but in class, students will be able to use the school accounts without needing to sign up or use any social network at all. Last but not least, HitFilm has a bit of a learning curve. There's plenty of videos online that explain how it works, but in the future, I'm going to make some of my own to cover the basics so that media arts students don't have to spend time trying to figure out why their title won't show up. On to assignments. Our next big due date is actually tomorrow, when students are expected to hand in their argument videos. This was due on the 18th, but I extended the deadline. I still went through and gave feedback on the videos that were submitted last week, with the hope that those students will be able to make some fixes and resubmit their work for a higher grade. Students have also been working on essays explaining why they want to be media arts majors, as well as students at Filloy. We're mostly off to a good start, but the minimum is 1,000 words, so we're not quite finished yet. The high word count is to prevent essays where the student says something like, "I like technology," and then tells me they've said everything they wanted to say. I'm still getting that, but there's more of a push to elaborate on their reasoning with the higher word count. This will turn into a video project in the near future, but we're going to try to finish these essays first. I strongly recommend asking to see your child's in-progress essay. These are meant to be personalized opinion pieces on why they picked the media arts program and, indirectly, why you are so awesome for helping them get into Filloy. Now, our weekly homework is usually due on a Friday, whether or not we have school that day. This week, we're up against Black Friday. I'm not doing that to them. Instead, the current homework assignment is due on Friday, December 2nd. The theme for this video is family, however, so Thanksgiving break still might be a good time to get some recording done. I've also made a change to the standard rubric. You see, some students have been submitting shorter videos with disproportionately long titles and credits to hit the minimum total runtime. Imagine going to see The Avengers or Doctor Strange and having to stare at a title card for 20 minutes or more before the movie starts. You understand my frustration, I think. As a modification to the title and credits requirement, the title and credits cannot exceed 10 seconds in combined runtime. The only exception I'm giving is when the title is superimposed over the video itself, like how I did at the beginning of this newsletter. In those cases, the title won't count against the 10-second cap. That's it for this week. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at aaron.smith@pgcps.org. Until next time, have fun.